We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the rope drop queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She is a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney cruise today. That's right, Doug. You and Michelle just got back from a Disney cruise. First time in how long has it been?
Since January of 2020. I'm not good at math. Most people know this.
It's a long time. That is a long time not to be platinum and not be on a ship.
12 plus 8, that's
20 months.
Yeah, 20 months.
Wow, that was terrible.
It was trying to do bad math there.
Okay.
I had to look at that.
So, he counts these for a living. But yeah, it's great. You're back, and that is what we're going to talk about on this week's episode. And one cool thing you did is you had not just one, but 2 sets of our Patreons on the ship with you, Doug.
We did have some patrons, and we saw them. We had some fun with them. We shared a cabana with one.
So yeah, thanks Brian and Debbie for joining Doug. And if you have any Doug moments you want to share on like the Facebook page, please do. And that you want to be a part of that group, you're going to have to go into our show notes and click the Patreon and support the show. And hopefully, as cruising's coming back, we can cruise with more of you guys.
Cruising's fun. That's all I can say.
I don't even remember it anymore.
It's magical. It's wonderful.
You know what else is magical and wonderful? Reviews!
Yes, Apple reviews. We love them. We need them. We crave them. And I need more of them. Or in a couple weeks here or next week, I'm not going to have any to read and I will cry myself to sleep. But let's read this one. Titled Funny, but also Insightful by Cass Adams 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Just what I needed to prepare for my trip. I feel like I typically know a lot of tips and tricks, but I always learn something new. Love the honest reviews on food and resorts as well.
Nice.
You know?
Well, I think you're going to learn a lot of new things with the new way Disney cruising is now done. And with that, Doug, we have to bring on your better half, Michelle McKnight, the rope drop queen herself, who also hasn't been on a ship in a long time. Michelle, how are you doing? How does it feel to be back? How was it being on a ship? And also, you were there for your birthday, so I want to wish you a very happy birthday. 25 again, am I right?
Yep, exactly. 25.
Yep.
Just how I do math, too.
Yeah, we know that you really don't know what day it is.
I know.
Yeah. No, we had a great time. It felt amazing walking onto the Disney ship for the first time. We did cruise last month, though.
We did.
We keep saying we haven't been on a ship.
We've been on a ship.
Just Disney. But there's ship, and then there's Disney ships. Come on, guys.
Where the background music in the hallways is magical. It actually makes a difference. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It does. It does. It felt really good, and you know what? When you walk on, they still say, "Welcome aboard the McKnight family," and then there's applause. Thunderous, I might say.
Ooh, nice outlet.
No?
No.
There's actually people in the atrium, like, kind of paying attention, almost.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I
think there was more applause.
There was thunderous for us, of course.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really great birthday present, Michelle. Hopefully Doug actually got you more stuff for your birthday, not just Disney cruise.
There was a cabana involved.
That I booked.
Yeah, I can't get her a trip because she books the trip.
I know, we talk about this on the show. How do you surprise her for the trip?
Yes, you got the cabana, but I mean, happy birthday, you got a cabana. I don't know. There was a card involved.
Okay, good. You at least got her a card.
Yeah.
All right.
And some gift cards that, it's not as magical as a ship and a cabana. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How am I going to compete?
I know. I just think it's fun, but it's awesome that you guys got to do it. Let's go back. Let's look at how you prepared for a Disney cruise versus maybe how you were prepared, before the pandemic.
So yeah, there was a few things we had to do differently. We had to, when we did online check-in, Michelle, you actually did this part, so why don't you talk through the online check-in, what we had to upload?
So online check-in is 30 days prior. It used to be that you were able to do online check-in when you checked in for your Castaway level status, or if you're a first-time cruiser at 75 days prior. But now you do your book activities at your Castaway level, and then you do online check-in 30 days prior to the cruise. It is different. You want to do it through the app. Usually, I always used to say do it online. Don't use a computer. Don't use your phone. But now the app is what you really need to upload everything easily. I knew, because I'd done research, obviously, that we were going to need our passport picture, and we were also going to need a picture of our vaccine cards. So we had those ready ahead of time.
And just a headshot too.
And a headshot, yeah.
Oh,
you could take a selfie if you wanted to, but lots of those were actually kicked back
rejected because they took a selfie at
or in the dark,
like plain background, just like a passport photo, folks. Just your shoulders and face.
But you can smile.
You can smile.
And like a passport picture. But anyway, so if you have those 3 things ready ahead of time, your check-in process, like we were done in 6 minutes.
And we had them as JPEGs rather than like PDFs or other type of
It doesn't
files.
work with a live photo either.
Yes,
so
the live photo.
You have a live mode on your phone.
So we ended up just taking a screenshot of the live mode photo and then exporting it as a JPEG so that it was the exact right specifications prior to having to do that at 11 o'clock Central Time at night. And then that's also where you pick your boarding time, or port arrival time, not boarding time, which are very strict right now. So we picked as early as we could, which was 1 p.m. That's going to change very soon to be 11 a.m. We wish we could have done that, but oh well. We were in the first time wave. We're the first group, 1, 2, and 3 boarding groups all got to go at 1. So we had that picked, and then we also had to do safe passage, right? We got that after we did the online check-in. They sent us an email, and I did the safe passage stuff. So you went in there, you put in your reservation number, it made an account, and then you had to click through a whole bunch of stuff, accepting terms and agreements, and like they made everything crystal clear. There's kind of like 3 different paths to boarding the ship, and they all had to be green. And so you put that you were vaccinated, you entered your vaccine card. It took a few days, it got approved, and then you got the green check mark, and you were good to go. If you weren't vaccinated, you had to put that you weren't. You got a test that you had to submit the results to, and then you got the green check mark. And you had to do that test like 5 to 2 days prior to sailing, got that green check mark, and then did another test at the port for the unvaccinated. But vaccinated, you submitted that in through Safe Passage. They gave you actually a QR code that you presented at the port, not the court. It felt like a court at times. No, it didn't feel like a court.
No,
never felt like a court.
We showed up to the port about 10 till. And we were pretty sure we were going to get turned away.
I was driving slowly, folks.
Yeah, so slow that I was like, we're going to get ran over. So I thought we were going to get turned away, but actually they let us in.
Yeah.
So we were the first people to park in the parking garage.
Rope drop radio. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
First in the parking garage.
And you have to pull in and they have to verify everything. You have to put a mask on in the car.
First they check that you do have, they check your Disney reservation, because from our online check-in we got a ticket in our wallet, in our Apple Wallet that we kept showing. So they scanned that barcode. Then we went to the next place. They did the Safe Passage barcode, and the lady looked through all of our stuff, and she said, I got a gold star. She did. True story. I got a gold star. I did all my homework correctly, and then we were basically free to park at that point. And we parked, and then we weren't really sure what we were supposed to do at that point. So we got out of our car and we went into the terminal, and because they didn't really tell us what to do after we got parked today. But we parked, went in the terminal, had to go through a check-in at the Disney booth first, where the lady asked, have you ever used the app before? And we're like, yes. And then she proceeded to explain how to use the app. So that was typical.
And gave us a paper.
And a paper. Everybody got a paper. We're like, we've used the app. We have the app. Can we show you the app? Nope. She kept talking. And then we went through security, which was typical old-fashioned airport security, like pre-9/11 airport security.
I love cruise
how I
airport
describe
security.
cruise security. And then we sat in the terminal. And we sat.
Did Mickey come? Did anything happen fun in the terminal? No.
Zero fun in the terminal.
Oh man.
So
The
the
terminal
people,
always had such a good energy, and you got the things starting earlier. Is that not happening now? It's just
nothing like that. No,
Yeah.
basically their goal is to get you on the ship as fast as they can, but they had like complications or something,
Rumor has it there was some kind of glitch with boarding group 1, and then
which is
the
concierge.
McKnight glitch. Got it.
well, we were group 3, so
Ah.
We were
it
on
wasn't
pretty
us.
quick, really. Group 2 was tiny at that time.
Yeah, but group 1 went forever.
Yeah.
Forever
I'm
and
not.
ever.
I'm not sad for you guys at all. My violin small playing.
Yeah, I mean, it
We're on
is.
group
We're supposed to
3.
have group 1 though, because we're
Yeah,
platinum.
we're platinum,
We've
darn
been
it.
waiting for 10 years to be platinum.
And now platinum doesn't matter.
No.
Enough about that.
So
You got
they remodeled the terminal.
Oh,
though.
okay.
Basically,
didn't.
yeah, they took out the curvy couches and the old
Okay.
tube TVs,
And now that it's,
and that basically seats that look like they belong in an airport.
yeah,
That's
it seats more people.
yeah, that's it.
I
There's
want
the
to get on the
remodel.
ship. Let's get on the
We're gonna
ship.
need for the wish.
Yeah,
No,
you're gonna need that. So boarding the ship, is that what you want to talk about?
Let's get on the ship. I'm ready to set sail.
So they do the photograph. You go through the you enter the queue when they call your group, and then you do like one little down and
Switch
back, and then there's the photo off to where the
It's still in the terminal.
it's still in the terminal, the photo with the backdrop. And then after you do that, then you go down the gangway, and they have dots for you to stand on, and you wait to go in. And they only take like 10 groups at a time, and they do a little welcome show. That was probably like twice as long as it needed to be with Mickey and Minnie. Like they're on the stairs, they run up the stairs, they run back down the stairs. Someone talks about how great a time you're going to have. And then
They
you're
got to
on a
do that.
dock.
They got to have Mickey there at the beginning.
Yeah,
There,
it's
you're
just-
getting the Disney in there.
It's slowing the boarding down to where as capacity increases, they're going to have to cut that show in half. Half of it would have been enough for me. Would it have been enough for you?
No?
Yeah, she
Okay,
wants more
super-
Mickey.
Yeah.
That's true. That
She's
is
a true
Yeah, but
Disney
no,
fan, unlike Doug.
I'm only kind of half. I'm there for the food, but it's
It was a shortened sailing away party.
Yeah.
Because there's no sailing away party.
no sailing away
Which
party.
sucks.
Does, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's not one of the first things to come back.
Yeah, I mean, they just-
Seeing what else they
yeah.
did, I could see they could pull it off. But so it's a neat little show. And then when you're done with that, they come and they talk to you, and then they take you and put you in an elevator. Like we said, we wanted to go aft. We could go directly to our room at that point. Our room was aft. It's as afty as it can get. Is that a word? Afty?
No.
Not a word. Okay. But anyway, they put us in. Everybody gets in a midship elevator, and they're gone. Like they push the button and everything for you. So that was different, rather than just mobs of people waiting at the midship elevators, or people like us going down a floor, getting in the elevator and going up like, ha ha ha, we already took it. Yeah, you can't do that.
Our choices, though, were we could go to Cabanas. We could go to, like, right away. We could go
Yeah.
to Cabanas. We could go to our room. We could go to our muster station. But we carried on our bags. We didn't check any bags because we didn't want to wait for them at dinner, which we
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have
We probably
anyway.
wouldn't have. There's so few people on the ship that the porters were getting stuff everywhere.
But we went to our
fast.
room, dropped off our bags, and then we went to our muster station.
Yeah, where they just basically asked for our name and said, "All right, good job."
Oh my gosh, keep that. Keep that
Rumor
everything.
has it there was a glitch with that
Glitch
too.
again.
Oh.
They were supposed to be able to do something in the app, but instead they were taking them down by paper, like your name down on the
Yeah.
paper. So, but still, it was good. And then they show a video later.
And they talk forever over they say, "Stop what you're doing and listen." Right?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, much better than standing out on deck sweating. It
Yeah.
was great.
Standing in that weird line by height order and family. Because, little kids standing in front of slightly taller kids, standing in front of slightly taller kids, perfect. There was never an issue.
Never. So
Never.
hopefully this stays forever.
And then we went
So
to
you want to
Cabanas.
check that off early. In your
Yeah,
career.
do
Like,
that
you
right
just
away.
Do it early so
Don't-
you don't have
Oh,
to get
good tip.
reminded.
That way your name's not getting announced over the speakers to the entire ship.
I didn't hear anybody though.
I didn't either, but I just want to threaten it.
Okay. I swear we
I'm
did
sure
on
it
Royal.
happened. Royal, it happened.
Yeah.
They read names like, "Please come to the principal's office. Douglas McKnight." No, they didn't say me. I'm a good kid. I did all my homework on that one too.
Should we go back and talk about our stateroom or what?
Stateroom and cabanas. Next two things we got to talk about.
Let's do the stateroom, then we'll jump into food.
So how was the room? I saw it was very, far back and looked very beautiful.
It was as aft as you can get on the entire ship for a stateroom, because it's the 6th floor, which is the point that's the furthest out. And we had the flag off of our veranda, which is cool. And what kind of stateroom was it?
It's a 05E. We were in 6192. It's a deluxe ocean view stateroom with a veranda. It says an oversized veranda.
Oversized is an understatement.
With a white wall. So it didn't have a plexiglass going out to sea. Like,
no, because
you can't see it while you're sitting
steel.
down. But that didn't matter.
I mean,
was it big enough room for the both of you guys to be in there?
The room? Yeah, the room was fine. It sleeps 3. It doesn't have the pull-down bunk. So it has the regular queen-size bed, the bed that turns in, or couch that turns into a bed. Normal stateroom. Size-wise, nothing was weird about it.
Our family of
but
5.
We can't.
So
it only sleeps 3.
Well, let's just do it.
We could put 2 of them on the veranda.
It comes with 4 chairs, like 2 lounging chairs, and then 2 regular chairs.
The 2 chairs on the veranda is almost humorous because, like, you could put a full table, a couple more lounging chairs. Like, I felt like I should call up and ask for more in case we had a party. However, we did not. It was huge. Like, you could put a bed, a king-size bed would fit out there comfortably. I don't know why you'd want to sleep out there in the Caribbean heat, but it could. We also had a light on our balcony that we had no idea how to turn off. So I'm not sure if that was because of the flag or not. I'm just not smart enough to find the switch. It was huge.
Sounds like both.
The bathtub was bigger in that one too.
Yeah, it had a full bathtub.
Yeah, we've always had the bathrooms with the
round.
Except for on the Wonder and Magic, I guess.
Well, those are old though.
Yeah, so that was different too.
Yeah, and the flag. So it was only up when we were underway. They took it down, or no, they took it down when we were underway. So it was only up when you're in port. So it was always weird when it would all of a sudden go up and down. One time Michelle was out there and filmed it disappearing. They stole our flag. But it is really cool looking directly aft when you're sailing away or as you're pulling into Castaway. Like, it's fascinating. Way better than being on a side. At least
Good tip.
Also, the flag gets hung up on the railing all the time. I felt it was my personal job to fix it whenever I could.
You would do that.
It needed to look good in people's pictures,
yes,
darn it.
I see that.
We have to talk about one negative of the room.
Okay.
You stay aft, it does vibrate a lot.
100% of the time while you're at sea.
It shakes.
Even in port some. It was a lot.
The first night was rough.
I've only got motion sick one time, and that was Bermuda, and that was like a hurricane. This
true story.
This sailing away, that whole first evening, the Friday night.
We had some rougher seas from Henry.
Just a little bit, not that much.
Not insane, but slightly rougher from Henry, crossing the Gulf Stream, which makes it rough. And when they put those engines up to like above 15 knots, you feel it. Like it shakes no matter what the seas are doing. So that was interesting. That's the only complaint about the room, I'd say.
Yeah, that's the only
Don't
complaint.
Stay aft. Got it.
If you're motion
it's
sick.
very, very aft. We've stayed aft.
This is extreme aft.
We've stayed aft on the sides in the
had that problem.
family ocean view rooms with the big circles.
Yeah.
Big circle windows.
Portholes.
There we go. Wow, that was...
It's late, folks. We've been traveling.
Yeah, 2 days of Castaway will do that to
lag.
you.
Yeah, so we're directly over the props, the propellers. So, I mean, it's like right under you. So that's why you get the vibration in that room. And probably the ones just right next door.
And I've heard from a couple clients that have said, yeah, we've stayed in rooms like that. And yeah, definitely motionless.
But some people
We're
love
not
it.
alone.
Nope, I could not sleep.
The veranda, though,
makes up for some of the motion sickness.
If you're sailing with a couple friends, that's a veranda you party on every night. So there you go.
Well, thanks for the invite. Let's talk about the door decorations and fish extenders.
So fish extenders are no more.
Oh,
they are
no, what?
canceled. Yeah, so people got carried away with fish extenders. They get in the cruise way. I'm not surprised that
my cruise group is livid, by the way, that the
everybody's livid except for me. I honestly don't know if they'll come back. I really could see Disney using this as the opportunity of like, sorry. I didn't miss them walking down the halls because there are some that stick out. People got carried away with their fish extenders, So they're gone right now indefinitely.
But you can still decorate your door.
You can still decorate your door. Same rules apply. We had a couple birthday things on our door
that no one saw.
Yeah, nobody walked past our door.
Wait, how? Because didn't someone steal something from your door, Doug?
Like 2 people saw our door. The flocks and the raises saw our door, and that's the extent of it. Because why on earth would anybody have walked past our door other than they were lost? There's no reason to have gone past our door. But yeah, something got stolen off our door, and I didn't even notice. That's how bad I was. Yeah, one of the youngest raises stole a Husker magnet off our door.
And put in
a
2
tangled lantern and a sun on there.
Doug thought, we just
they gave us something.
Dusted with magnets.
How nice are they?
And then later on, sorry, you did see we stole your Husker magnet, right?
Like, no, you can have it.
Kids
like,
these days.
Oblivious.
Yeah.
I was busy drinking Diet Coke and hanging out on the beach, so I just hardly cared. But yeah, so if it was a longer cruise, I probably would have kept stealing things off their door, ransoming things or something. I would have fun.
Tag, I like it.
But I failed. I failed miserably. So.
All right, let's head back upstairs. Cabanas, the best thing to do when you get on the ship day 1. How was that?
Well, since it's like 3 when you get on the ship, it's not really lunchtime anymore now, is it?
But they're going to move up the port arrival 2 hours, and it'll be lunchtime again.
Yeah, for at least the first group.
So it's cabanas, so you're automatically hungry. You don't eat until you get on cabanas. Come on, Doug.
So we got some desserts. The apple crumble stuff with vanilla and ice cream, and it was good.
But how is cabanas overall with the serving versus how it used to be compared to what it is now?
I don't mind them filling the plates for us.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me at all. Some people don't like that, and so you'd rather watch some kid lick their hand and then go touch a spoon. Whatever, have what you want. But I'm good with that. But they definitely trimmed down the offerings.
That's what I was wondering.
And it seemed fine for lunch. I don't know that we're not big Cabanas lunch fans. I'm gonna admit it. Am I wrong in saying that, Michelle?
No,
we're not really.
Everything was just very plain, I would say. They
got rid of the more exotic offerings to where it was more palatable to everyone. Like everybody was going to find something they like, but the more unique menu items, I think, were the ones that bit the dust for lunch. But we don't eat lunch at Cabanas very often. We are Flo's V8 Cafe types with the chicken strips, pizza, burgers, sandwiches, paninis. We do that more often on our longer cruises.
But we usually do a lot of desserts from Cabanas.
We do a lot of desserts.
And those were all there.
The hand-scooped ice cream. Yeah, the desserts did not get pared down. I will repeat, the desserts did not get pared down, which is important to know.
There's definitely less tables in there. They've definitely taken out a few tables.
Oh, yeah, because there's room to actually walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
weird. I've never seen that before.
Right? It's actually comfortable.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. So lunch was fine, not open for dinner. Breakfast. Let's discuss breakfast. This filled part of our comment card.
There's no Mickey waffles.
Do you hear the tone of her voice, Derek?
I just don't understand.
She's defeated. This was her birthday breakfast.
That's not right.
So, I get it. They're offering less things, but they offer two different types of pancakes.
Was it at least Mickey-shaped pancake?
Only if you got 3 and did it yourself.
Oh my gosh!
And they weren't that great.
Yeah, so we heard someone else ask.
Wait a minute, how hard is it to make Mickey waffles? I have a Mickey waffle maker in my house. Michelle, I will come down to your house and make you a Mickey waffle.
Well, we did find them the next day for breakfast, but it was a pain because
lots of guests were asking.
Everybody, I don't know how.
A lot. People are just looking around aimlessly, wandering.
4th cruise back. This is something that should have been fixed on cruise
day 1.
So you can get them if you go to the sit-down breakfast. That's a Royal
Court was the day.
A Royal Palace.
Yeah.
And Enchanted Garden. So we did that the second day just so we could have a Mickey waffle.
It's just so painful having to sit down and wait for them to bring you Mickey waffles that are only on the kids menu there, where the server's looking at us do you want the adult waffle? And we're like, no, we want the Mickey waffles. If we
We're
wanted an
on a
adult waffle, I
Mickey
go on a Royal
cruise.
Caribbean ship.
Yeah.
I got a waffle on Royal Caribbean. It wasn't Mickey flavored. I don't know if Mickey's really a flavor.
It is. Everything tastes better that's Mickey shaped. It's just true.
So that was probably
There's also no donuts in Cabanas.
Yeah, I don't understand. They have all the pastries, but no chocolate donuts. They had them in Royal Court the next morning.
So still figuring out some dining options.
They need to fix the menu a little bit.
What about rotational dining?
One more thing about Cabanas.
Yep.
They had 18 months to learn how to make scrambled eggs. They still failed. I don't know why DCL has never figured out how to make scrambled eggs.
Is it powdered eggs or
ever.
just regular eggs? I can't remember.
It's got to be, I don't know. It's just not right.
Real eggs.
Powdered eggs, got it.
They screw up something, and they always have.
They're
they always
too
will.
liquidy.
And they have no flavor. And they weren't right before the pandemic, and they're not right now. So anybody that had hopes that they would fix that, just continue not to eat eggs. I did get a ham and cheese croissant, though. That was excellent. Anyway, moving on. You said rotational dining.
I want to hear all about rotational. I missed those the most.
Oh,
let's go back since we just summed up all of breakfast.
All of breakfast. Let's sum it all up then.
We did not do room service for breakfast. We were going to, but they are doing room service for breakfast. You just have to hang out your little thing on your door handle by like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. And then they actually meet you like at the door with it. You know, wear your mask. You get it off the tray so that they're not touching anything in your room. You take it inside your room. So before they used to bring it all the way in, set it on your bed or wherever you wanted it. Now they're meeting you at the door.
Which makes sense because you've been in your cabin maskless, just breathing out your filthy stench.
That's what we would have done if we wouldn't have had to go get Mickey waffles. But they don't have Mickey waffles on the
another fail
room service menu.
Well, yeah,
That's
room
never
service
been on.
is all cold, continental type stuff, which we do regularly with our kids. And
yeah. But anyway.
All right, rotational dining still a thing. Our servers, excellent, possibly top 2 or 3 that we've ever had.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it's a shame we didn't see them that often.
Yeah, we only had 2 meals with them.
Yeah, because one night we did Palo, but yes, we rotated. All the same favorites are still there. They did not pare down those menus at all. They're the same as before.
Yeah. So all of the menus are QR coded. So just like at Disney World, you know, you scan the menu and pop it up on your phone. The servers,
I think that's here to stay, by the way.
I don't see why not.
Yep.
I do too.
It's weird to touch a menu that, like, you know somebody else touched. There's no way you can clean it perfectly.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
The servers have less tables.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Because
there's
less people on board. So they definitely, they cater to you more.
Our servers were taking care of one night a total of 5 people. And the last night a total of 6 people. Where in the past they could have like up to 20.
Yeah.
So a lot of attention. We saw all the magic tricks.
And we failed at quite a few.
We needed our kids to help us with some things. But we also had pretty good conversations with the servers. One which we'll talk about on the Patreon show. But they were great. And we rotated and just like normal. I mean, there's not much to talk about here because food was excellent and timing was excellent. It was good.
So they still have early dinner and they have late dinner, but you do have 3 different arrival windows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 5:30,
That's new.
5:45, 5:55.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Times
so 3 different times that you were supposed to come in. So
Just
we
not a
had
big
one,
mob.
Brian and Sam had one. We didn't eat with them, but they had a different arrival time. And then Raises had late dinner and they had a different arrival time too. So
just there's never a big
out.
crowd coming in and out. One thing they did add in Enchanted Garden that made Michelle happy, other than we had a great window seat that could have given us a great view, but we were still in Port Canaveral looking at dumpsters. But
I had a view of the parking garage. So
yeah, I saw the
view.
dumpsters. You saw the parking garage. However, there's characters now at Enchanted Garden. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, that was great. I don't know why they couldn't have added that before.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer.
No.
And I don't know why Minnie Mouse sprints. Like, did they recruit a track athlete to be Minnie Mouse? Because she was running a 100-meter dash.
Yeah, she would not pause for any pictures, but the rest of them kind of
just
did.
A blur.
They do a little dance kind of by the waterfall, by Cupid, the waterfall, and then they kind of split up and go around the room and then go back and dance, and then the other people, other characters that you didn't see before come back on the other side.
And it was the Fab Five.
Yeah.
Which everyone wants the Fab
in
Five.
like the traditional costumes.
Which you don't see very often,
No.
really. Traditional costumes. So that was one great thing that they added to rotational dining. Crush was still there and all that sort of stuff. So it was
Crush
good.
was in Animator's palette.
Well, I'm saying in rotational dining, Crush
Well,
was still
let's
there.
not
Let's
think-
clarify. Crush was in Animator's palette on the Disney Dream. There we go. We saw Crush. Totally, dude. We saw him.
All right, I guess the other meal that we got to discuss real quick is Palo. You guys got to do some nice dining in honor of
Yes.
Michelle's birthday, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. They brought her a little birthday plate. It says happy birthday. I don't know.
And chocolate.
And chocolate.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes. We ate Palo dinner. We had never eaten Palo dinner before. I will admit that because we enjoy the rotational dining. We enjoy our servers and that sort of
And
thing.
eating as a family.
Eating as a family is the
Yeah,
big
kids
key.
important.
So we didn't have kids, so we said, we should do it this cruise and we should do it on your birthday. And we did.
Did we say that?
Michelle said that. I kind of drug my feet. I wanted to have sticky buns at brunch.
He didn't want He didn't want dinner.
I wanted
for
brunch. I
And
like
even
brunch.
like the day of, he's like, so we did it.
We did it.
Even if I packed 2 left shoes.
There's a story here. So last year, Alden's feet happened to be the same size as mine, and he needed shoes, so ordered the exact same shoes I had, basically, but slightly different. And then he wore them once and outgrew them, so he threw them in with my shoes. And so when Michelle packed my shoes, because all I pack is electronics and medicine, as people know.
Grown man should be
I pack
packing his
nothing.
own stuff.
No. Anyway, 2 left shoes happened to make it.
And it
So-
was too late. It was like
Dinner time.
half an hour before dinner. And
Wouldn't have mattered if we discovered it
I
Friday
could have
morning.
canceled the dining
We
reservation.
wouldn't have canceled. I went
You
with
would
2
have
left feet.
canceled.
It was
Yeah, so he wore 2 left shoes.
to dinner.
Uncomfortably.
That's. I bet he complained about it the whole time too.
Not. No, I did not. My foot might have been very asleep when I went to stand up at the end of dinner, but I stood up.
There was a photographer in there, and they said,
Oh gosh, that's right.
Doug's like, I can't stand up, so you're going to have to come to me. And I was like, whatever. And then they asked him to stand up and go behind me, and he did it. I was like, I thought he was going to fall over. But
I did it, and I got back to the room afterwards. It's a good thing I didn't have lots of alcohol or anything, because that would have been bad.
But Paulo has changed. There's 2 different ways you can do it. You can do the price fix option where
$45.
$45, and you can
Get
pick
one
one,
of every
of.
cruise. Pretty good deal, really.
Not
if you're paying
everything
cash.
is on there though.
No. If you're a platinum member, that's what's included with your platinum meal, because you
Or
get one
a
free meal.
$45 credit.
I was getting there. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I was gonna get there because Michelle did the fixed course. I ordered a la carte. And you enjoyed your steak, your salad, your appetizer, your dessert, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we got the same dessert, the souffle. Their chocolate souffle is what they're known for dessert-wise, so hard to say no to that. And then I ordered off the menu. I got calamari as an appetizer, and then I got the osso boko or something. It was bone marrow.
Ossobuco.
What? Boko osso?
Oh my
Osso
gosh.
boko. I can't remember.
I
Bone marrow.
apologize, listeners. This
Oh,
is
great.
It was bone marrow and veal. And it was like a roast of veal. It was a gigantic piece of meat. Very large. And yeah, Michelle, did you try the bone marrow?
no,
I didn't give, yeah, she didn't even want to bite.
no.
That
It's
sounds
like-
weird.
It's like if meat decided to try to become butter and just, it was magical. It's the sweetest meat mush you'd ever consume right out of a bone.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I had.
So overall, except for the shoes, Palo was a success. It's back. How full was it?
Not very. It's like every other table.
And obviously, we had the earliest time.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
super
okay.
early, so hard to say. But yeah, it was good. And you like the souffle?
Yeah, we already talked about
Yep.
that.
I can't talk about the souffle enough. It was good. So Palo, it was a win. Brunch though, the Flocks did the brunch, and there were no sticky buns. So had we switched to the brunch at the last minute,
I would have laughed at you.
I would have laughed at you as
I would
well.
have. It would have been like Michelle and her Mickey waffles times 10. It was, yeah, not great. So I don't know how you get rid of sticky buns, but they did. They found a way, and they did it. So all
Just
right,
like the
moving
pot
on.
pies. Let's go. Let's skip ahead a little bit because there's another meal I want to cover. I want to get to cookies in Castaway. You had 2 trips to Castaway. Let's talk about that.
One day we ate at Cookies 2. It was almost the exact same menu as before. They got rid of a couple things, but not much. They filled your plate. You pointed at stuff. Pretty basic, just like Cookies. Burgers, hot dogs, spicy chicken,
One of my favorite
ribs.
meals. I love
Ribs,
cookies.
right? Did you like the ribs, Michelle?
They were pretty good. They're more like the dry kind of ribs, kind of like Famous Dave's or something like that.
There you go.
Those aren't ribs either, Michelle. I will make you ribs, real ribs someday.
So it was good. It's nice. Drinks are included. Everything's included, just like you're there. So,
All right.
and then the other day we ate at the Serenity Bay dining area, which the main difference there is they add a steak. So the adults only beach has a steak. I don't think there's really anything else significantly different other than it's smaller and the line potentially could get longer.
There was a couple different salads and a couple different
Salads.
other
Who's
things.
there to eat salads?
Lots of people.
Oh, okay.
And there was lots of different desserts, but they still had ice cream. So
Lots of free ice cream everywhere. The ice cream is all intact. Don't worry, folks.
The ice cream machine is not broken. Good to know.
Yes.
So let's jump to Castaway. Let's hear all about your 2 adventures.
So the first day we had a cabana. That was probably the biggest thing. We were among the first people off. To get off the ship, though, you have to do a virtual queue.
So that opens an hour before your port. You're supposed to get into port, so you're all ashore time. So, and it'll tell you on the homepage of your app what time that virtual queue will open. So ours opened the first day at 7:30. No, 8:30 because we docked at 9:30, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very similar to like a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. So we were very skilled at it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we got
skilled.
group like 14 or something like that. And our estimated, debarkation time was going to be 9:30.
Yeah.
And we actually got off before that.
Yeah.
So
We wondered if it even mattered.
they never asked for it. We never showed it. It might be different on other cruises, but
At some point, it might matter, but right now, with so few people on the ship, it might just be more like a slight deterrent to have everybody rush there at once.
yeah, in past cruises, we've stood on the stairs. We've
Yeah, up a couple
gathered.
flights.
we've
Yeah, so we know
They
that
don't want
lines
that.
can happen for rope drop, especially on Castaway. But we got off the ship, got on the tram, went way over there right to our cabana, and we were in cabana 21 on the 21st of August because it was Michelle's birthday, her 21st birthday to all the 21s. It was the Grand Family Cabana.
Grand Cabana.
Grand Cabana. I'm adding too many words. It was huge. This was more than double the size of all the other cabanas.
I don't even know what a cabana is, you guys. Come on, I've never even been able to get one.
That's reserved for special people, Derek.
I'm well aware.
So we shared it with the Flocks, the DCL duo, and it was a fun day. And you get sunscreen in a little basket, chips, granola bars in a little basket. The beach towels are all right there, so you don't have to grab any when you get off the ship. There's a fridge with all the Diet Coke anyone could drink, lots of bottles of water, even rolled up little wet towels for refreshing yourself.
And I'm sure there's a bartender there serving you constantly or whenever you needed.
I felt like that could have probably been a little
more.
better.
Could have been more.
Yeah, but we could push the button and then our hostess would get the bartender when we wanted him.
I got to get a Mai Tai every time I'm on Castaway.
So that was a little different than Royal, because Royal, your host is your bartender.
Yeah.
They bring you what you need, but yeah. They also there's also sand toys in there.
Sand toys, the floats are included. You can go get snorkeling gear included. You can get bike rentals included. The lagoon area that's in front of you is just for cabana people. We were not yelled at for moving our chairs, just not into the water, because the next day we couldn't even move the chairs.
We were yelled at. I told you that.
But we didn't have to put them all the way up.
That's because they got tired of yelling at us.
Oh, they got tired of yelling.
There's too many people dragging their chairs down. So with COVID, they don't want you to change where the chairs are at, even by the family cabanas. And we actually don't have it. That family cabana didn't actually have chairs
right in front of it.
Because like during high tide, I'm pretty sure that they would just wash away.
Yeah.
So because it's
don't
right on
be
the
that guy,
edge of the
Doug,
beach.
and losing their chairs.
I would never lose a chair. We saw so many floats and rafts go right on past the rope, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the regular beach, they have, and even on the cabana beach, they have chairs and everything is 6 feet apart. So they don't want you to move anything right now.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
There's a hammock. The hammock is on top of the deck. So
On the deck, with
unlike
a
in the
shade thing,
sand,
yeah.
it had a little bit of shade. So that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a water,
Yeah.
a shower.
Shower and a foot rinse thing, which is really nice. You don't track a bunch of sand back into the cabana all the time. It was great. Big couch, whole kitchen table, safes in the cabana, fans.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean it was really nice. And then the Raises had a cabana couple over, and so they floated over and chatted with us too. And so we had quite a little crew. Granted, our cabana could fit 16 people, and when you're thinking about it, you're like, man, I don't know if I even know 16 people I want to split a cabana with, but it's big enough that I think I could.
There was enough seating.
It would work
everybody.
great for 16. A party of 16 would have no problem there.
The pricing though is just for 6.
Yeah,
So then when you add on extra people, there's an extra
like
cost.
$50 more or something.
So,
yeah.
Just
Which
keep
still
that in
really
mind.
isn't that bad considering everything you do get and the fact that you have a place to sit inside out of the sun.
That's priceless right there.
When you're there for 2 days in a row, let me tell you, there was some sunburnt people on the ship.
I don't know how some of them were moving.
I don't know how they got
They
on
They
the
haven't
ship the
cruised
next-
in 18 months. You don't know. You forget what
Yeah.
it's like.
Oh my gosh. Like
How do
the
I put
morning
on sunscreen? I get it.
at breakfast the second day of Castaway looking around, it's like,
It
how are
reminded
they
me
going to
to
go
put.
back out?
It reminded me to put on more sunscreen.
I put on so much the
Yeah.
second day.
We didn't get burnt.
No, we did not get burnt. We were responsible adults. And I was out in the sun more that first day than I expected because we were just kind of standing in the water, sitting in the water, chatting with everybody. So it was fun. We had a very good time with everybody there and hanging out. I guess the person in the cabana next to us even was like, oh, we didn't realize you guys were there, to the flocks. Later saw posts on Twitter. So that's cool. Shout out to people we didn't talk to.
There you go.
So that was day one. And basically went back to the ship when we had to.
But there was a little bit of a difference.
Yes.
There was a power outage.
Power outage. on
I
Castaway.
saw that.
So
The
that
McKnight
meant,
curses came just all over. At least you got on Castaway.
True
that
story.
meant there was no Wi-Fi at all. And we didn't have Wi-Fi like data-wise.
Internet.
But we wanted to see what was, happening on the ship and things like that. And to use the Navigator app, you need Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
for
so
the ship.
paper navigators, they can't run out of power.
The ice cream machine couldn't be on. So basically, it was
Oh,
a
it
bunch
did
of
break.
slush.
Yeah. Well, it ran out of power, so therefore it was liquid.
The bathrooms didn't work. The water for our feet to clean
Foot
off,
wash and stuff.
didn't work. The fans in the cabana
You
didn't
probably
work.
can't even buy anything down there, like the gift shop.
They
They
were
were
doing it on
writing
paper.
down.
Oh, they
Room
got to
numbers.
make money. Makes
We
sense,
should have put down
Disney.
Raises.
Yeah, I
numbers.
would have
We
just
knew.
started throwing down
Yeah.
other people's numbers. Been like,
They would never notice.
yeah, I'm Debbie
was
Raises.
Bianca.
I'm in room. Yeah.
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 For the record, we would never actually do that to you, Patreons.
No, we
Just
wouldn't.
letting you know.
No.
I don't know. We joked about it multiple times, I think.
Okay.
But that was pretty. I mean, it did come back on. I would say about an hour touch and go.
Yeah, it came
Kind
back
of.
on and went back off once, and
Yeah.
then it took a long time for the water to come back after the power was back on.
Yeah.
Kind of like they had to cycle through some stuff to get the pumps going. And then the one attendant came in, we're asking him questions about it. He'd been on the island, 14 years?
Mm-hmm.
Never has he seen that happen before.
Oh,
So
of course.
definitely,
When you guys go, that
Yeah,
is true.
definitely
That's why.
not something anyone should worry about.
Unless
and then,
you travel with the McKnights.
yeah, so there
And
you go.
last week there was a lightning strike that struck the cell tower.
Which ruined Michelle's day.
So I was planning on being on my cell phone that day, not working, just actually, Facebook,
Looking at Facebook and Twitter.
whatever, posting things. I haven't posted much about the trip yet because I haven't had data, and then now I'm working double time trying to get caught up. But I will post more about the trip.
But what she did post on Twitter, she kind of went viral in Japan.
Nice. Good job.
It's big time.
Big time. Booking trips. So,
yeah, that pretty much day one.
Yeah.
So that's Castaway Day 1. Let's talk about Castaway Day 2.
Got off pretty early again. First people off almost, yeah.
I don't think so.
First half hour. We went straight over to Serenity Bay, basically.
We walked
to
the first tram stop because we wanted to see the characters. They're putting two characters kind of playing in the sand / not talking but
dancing,
interacting, dancing with guests. So that day it was Minnie and Daisy. That's who we saw. And then we walked over to the tram, hopped on it, and took it to Serenity Bay.
Yeah, we were among the first over there. Well, not really. The first few chairs were pretty well taken. Yeah. So got ourselves some chairs and sat there for a while, put on our sunscreen, waited a responsible amount of time after applying sunscreen before getting in the ocean to save the coral. People, don't put it on and jump right in. You're destroying our oceans. There, I said it. PSA.
Wow.
That was frustrating me watching people do that.
Someone just turned off the podcast. Anyway.
Well, then they don't like the environment. So I swam a little while. I basically just floated around in the water. I don't know. I swam way out and swam back. Michelle watched me do it. That was basically, I was her entertainment for the day. And then once lunch opened, we went to lunch. You had a drink and you chatted with the bartender.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that sum up the whole morning?
There you go.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing. It's Castaway. It's perfect.
I still had no phone service, so
we watched one lady chase around a stingray for a half hour.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, as other people were like, didn't that crocodile die from a stingray? And she continued to follow it around. Then we had lunch, which we already talked about, and after lunch we hopped on the tram and went to Pelican Plunge, where I went down one water slide and reminded myself that I was 40 years old and maybe I shouldn't have gone down the fast one. Maybe it's time I go down this slower one. And then we walked through the she stores and everything. No, she sells shells and everything else.
We went shopping.
Did you buy some stuff?
We did not.
We did not. I don't understand why they can't make more dry fit Castaway stuff.
We have some. We like it.
Doug's allergic to cotton.
I don't like cotton.
Doug's allergic to a lot of things.
And mentally and physically.
Exactly. Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah. So we got back on the ship where I spent the afternoon fixing the flag for everyone's photos. No, not really, but really.
Let's talk shows. What's open? I noticed you had some bad luck at one of them.
Yeah, so the first night, Beauty and the Beast had technical issues and they had to cancel the second showing. They got halfway through the first showing and then had some issues, so it got canceled. The second night, there were no shows because that's when the fireworks were. So the third night was Beauty and the Beast. They did add a 3 o'clock matinee to help with the crowds. So we went to the very last showing on that night, and we saw it, and it was good. It's won all kinds of awards because it's magical, but it's based off the movie, not the animated.
Oh, fascinating.
So you see some little differences. But it was good. Beauty and the Beast, what they're doing is they seat you and every other row is closed, and then there has to be 3 empty seats between your party and the other party, and you have to wear your mask. That was the show. It was good.
And only one show going on right now?
Only one show going on.
Okay.
Granted, it is a 3-night cruise, right? Normally you'd see the Golden Mickeys.
Golden Mickeys love the Golden Mickeys.
Let's Believe, where it makes the garden grow, and Beauty and the Beast. I personally would have rather found out what makes the garden grow, But Beauty and the Beast is the award-winning one, so that's what they're busy showing. Normally, it's shown twice on a 3-night cruise to really help with the crowds be much smaller, but they did add that matinee because of the technical issues. Fireworks. They're having fireworks.
That is one thing I am glad did not go away.
Yeah, and they tell you an area, like the day of, right? They send you like a message through the app where you're supposed to watch. And so we were, forward on deck 12.
How many people are actually listening to what? Because I would still want to go where I want to watch, but are people being...
I think so.
Oh, okay.
People were on dots anyway.
Yeah, you're on a dot. I don't know how much it would matter.
They didn't check that we were, from this stateroom and what. I kind of thought they would as we came up the elevator.
Waiting for them to assign us a dot.
Yeah, no, we just found an open dot and stood. So if everyone else got checked in, then we didn't. But
we somehow did something wrong.
No, but for the most part, everyone stood on a dot. There are some high-level Disney execs that didn't know how to stand on a dot.
No, there was a lot of Disney execs on the sailing, and they had no idea how to stand on dots.
Well, they're Disney execs. They don't feel like they need to.
It didn't make any sense.
Too entitled to be on the dot. Yeah. But the fireworks are different. It is not a pirate night. Pirate night is no more. There was lots of people in our cruise group saying they were still going to wear their pirate outfits, but I don't think I saw any.
Hashtag bring back pirate night.
I saw some pirate ears, but...
Yeah, but there wasn't pirate night. The show was short, I think is a good way to describe it, which is how I like my fireworks shows. They don't need to be long. There was a dance party afterwards. It was nice. It was classic Disney songs throughout the fireworks. We have a video we'll share at some point.
And you were assigned a time to go based on your dining.
Mm-hmm. So
early dining for this cruise went at 8:45. Second dining went like at 10:30 or 10:45 on the same night. I know even people in our cruise group didn't quite understand that they were both on the same night for some reason.
Wow, it was confusing somehow.
Someone just commented in our cruise group today about it.
On the 4-night sailings, they're doing fireworks on 2 different nights, but at the same time. So you're assigned a night. On the 3-night sailings, they're doing fireworks on 1 night, but at 2 different times. It's not rocket science. You just need to look at your navigator when you're on the ship.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it more because I don't like Pirate Night stuff as much. So
well, we're not friends. Okay.
Well, Pirate Night is just simply the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song. So if you think about its fan base versus, A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes fan base, classic Disney versus just Pirates of the Caribbean, it makes more sense actually to have the broader spectrums. There was like 4 different songs. It actually makes more sense. And it was titled Ever After. It just wasn't Happily.
Oh. That's a bummer too.
Ever After.
Disney's Ever After fireworks.
They did have a dance party afterwards. Did we already see that?
Yeah, They had a dance party, socially distant dance party, and no buffet afterwards, which they've been trying to get rid of that for years. So, all right, moving on. What's next, Eric?
Got to talk characters because a lot of people aren't cruising because you can't have that special character meetings that people love on the ship. So did you see characters? Were you able to get some pictures?
We did. We saw quite a few characters. There was 3 princesses on the cruise. They
were out a lot.
They were out a lot. And
they were
sometimes
like
just kind of
there.
standing there bored because everyone had already gotten there.
We're all like, oh yeah, they're there again. I'm gonna move along.
The Rapunzel was on it, Jasmine and
Ariel?
Tiana and Ariel. Yeah. So 4.
And wasn't Cinderella up on the thing one time? No, that was Tiana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Tiana. And then we saw Mickey, Minnie, Goofy,
Daisy,
Donald, Chippendale. I don't know if Pluto ever met out.
We never happened to see him.
Yeah.
They didn't.
He was on board because he was in Enchanted.
They didn't label him real well in the app. That's
sometimes
one thing.
It said appear and wave. Sometimes it said Mickey Mouse, like lobby atrium, starboard side.
But it's not. You still can't get a selfie.
No hug. No, we got selfies.
You get selfies.
Oh, okay.
Selfies. They don't take pictures with like Disney's camera.
Yeah, that's you don't get the shutters picture.
The shutters picture. Okay.
But we got selfies and.
Yeah.
So the cruise line is doing it a little bit better than Disney World.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I've heard it's
already.
more like Disneyland. I have not been to Disneyland during COVID, but I've heard the character interaction is better at Disneyland than Disney World. So I think Disney Cruise Line is kind of following
Well,
that.
I think that's one deterrent that people are having. And if you're saying that, yeah, you are able to meet characters, that could help steer some people to get on the ship.
There definitely
Yeah.
are characters.
You know, I used to be all about the hugs, but now that COVID is, there's no way I'm hugging something that
That's
someone
been
else
hugged
has
100
touched.
times.
So I'm good with just the selfie.
I'm giving you guys a hug next time I see you. So, and a selfie. Speaking of hugs, I know you hugged your children when you got back, but because your kids were not on the ship, big thing, kids clubs right now. First off, how many kids do you feel like were on board, numbers wise? And then, yeah, I know you guys toured them and checked out the kids club. So
Well,
I think
reservations.
there was about 300. is
How
what
many
I
people were
told.
on the cruise?
A little under 1,400.
1,400.
Mhm.
And then 300 kids. Talking with Phlox, the DCL duo.
Brian Flock and Samantha Canner.
Yes. There you go. Thank you. The DCL duo, their son was with them. He spent some time in the kids club. They never had an issue making reservations to get him in it. They actually moved some around. They had to extend one a little bit to go to Palo. So they gave us that information, but they never
So-
had a problem, basically.
They didn't extend anything.
Well, they got to go to their whole Palo.
Yeah,
thing.
2.5 hours. You get 2.5 hours out at Scuttle's Cove at Castaway. You don't get 2.5 hours on the ship.
Oh,
So that's how they got to do it.
Gotcha.
Yes, they rushed.
See, I didn't
back
have a
and-
kid.
Yes, they rushed back and forth. You also
Yes,
didn't listen
They
very well.
rushed back and forth.
But you got an hour and a half at least to pre-reserve, and then you could go back later and check and see if there was extra time.
And it sounded like there was lots of extra time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Because some of those kids are older and in edge, too. And vibe when you're counting kids.
and all the kids, I'm assuming, are wearing masks in the kids clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's inside.
Yes.
Everybody's wearing masks inside anyway.
And then
So-
also, so the days of, my son who's obsessed will go and play for 8 hours and we don't see him. Those days are over because you have to go in and check him in and out.
You would have to do some family activities now, Derek, and enjoy your family.
I love my family. He's the one that doesn't enjoy us. That's
He would have to try to endure
there you
his
go. I
family.
literally drag him out of the Oceaneers Club. So okay, that's a good point to make.
The other thing I want to point out about the Kids Club, we did do an open house and saw the Oceaneers Club. Just for anybody that's wondering, the Disney Infinity Room is still there and going somehow. So
I have no idea how.
that's still a thing. Good job. All right, next up, trivia activities. We played trivia. We did not win. I'm assuming there's shenanigans that went on to happen for us not to win.
You need
Trivia's-
Samantha.
Yeah,
We did actually.
Yeah.
There was a couple times like, well, if Samantha was here, we would have gotten that one.
Yeah.
It's a true story. You were right.
I know.
Trivia is limited. I mean, they had quite a few
They had a
spots
lot
of
of offerings.
trivia. They
Even
didn't work
before
for
we
us,
got
but-
off Castaway, those mornings they
Yeah.
had trivia at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah. It's supposed to be socially distant and limited, and you're supposed to have your mask on and all this stuff. It's not quite what we experienced, but I think our cast member was tired, and it was at the very last Disney trivia that we could play on that cruise. So I think she was kind of tired. So you do want to arrive early if you're going to go on a cruise, if you want to do trivia, because in order to assure a spot for sure.
Yeah. There were some trick questions though.
And keep watching the navigator because more popped up as the sailing went on. So, if you're going through on day one and like favoriting, just your favorite things, you're going to have to go back because
Keep watching.
They keep adding things or sometimes subtracting things.
Yeah. There's also all of the mixology classes and tastings and that sort of stuff. They did have those. We did not do any. But those sort of things did happen. You still pre-book those when you're booking all your onboard activities. So all that sort of stuff's happening. Then there's pools. The adult pool looked like you just got in and out of it
But there were dots
you
on the
wanted.
side that
Yes.
you were supposed to sit on.
Yeah, I don't know that people
We didn't
did
get
or
in.
not. We did not sit on a dot.
No.
Because we did not get into the adult pool.
And then for the pool for the kids, it's about a 15-minute swim time, and then they kind of rotate you out if there's other people waiting, and then you can go back in and get
I don't know.
in again.
We never saw like a big mass up there waiting around, but we also weren't on the pool deck during peak times because we were on Castaway.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say how much the pool's going to be on like a sea day because we didn't have a sea day. That's about the only time I think the pool will be an issue. The aqueduct, we never saw a line when we went past. It was still open during our fireworks, and there was no line for it. So we could have fireworks going on. We could have walked over, watched fireworks from a tube on a water raft. So that was kind of cool. We didn't do that, but that would have been. So there you go. There's some of the activities.
All right, finally, Doug, let's talk shutters, and then I think you get off the ship. I'm kind of sad it's coming to an end.
So Shutters is no longer technically operated by Shutters. It's now Disney cast members.
And it's fantastic. I would say I enjoyed it more than.
They seem nicer.
Yeah, and they seem to be in more locations. Like, they were definitely more on Castaway.
Yeah, that's true.
We've never seen that many on Castaway before.
We saw one like wading into the water up to get the right angle of a picture.
Yeah.
Like she's above her waist in the water.
And they were also at the last night of dinner and also in the lobby for the last night. You know
the
how
last night showed up on the thumb drive.
Yeah,
that's
you used
crazy.
to not be able to get any professional pictures on that last night because, you know,
the cruise shuts down a day early, basically.
Yeah. The portfolios that you can find, I mean, they don't have the books anymore, but that was kind of edging out for. But
there's a ton of screens.
Yeah, and they seem to work really well.
On.
You could also order the cruise pictures in the app, like as an onboard activity, when you were doing like booking activities. So
you just had to do it more than a day in advance. We learned
3 days in advance.
3 days in advance.
But you used to have to go to mycruisephotos.com and then find your cruise, select it, and then pay.
Definitely,
that was Shutters. Party. Yeah. So now it's Disney. So
good improvement.
We got the thumb.
At least they're making some improvements, after 18 months.
I'm sure Joe and Wes are making fun of me because we bought the photos. But
no, you haven't been on a ship in 18 months. You buy all the photos.
So the only way to get your pictures done without a mask, though, is to have them done with the Disney people professionally.
Yeah. So it's about making money,
you're allowed to take it off then.
Oh,
but not when you see the characters.
Well played, Disney. Well played.
Yeah. So there you go. And disembarking now, since you mentioned that, Derek, getting off the ship, it went smooth.
We did the express walk off because we wanted to get to the parks.
Really, honestly, nothing different than we've ever done before.
No, they ask you to not wait in the lobby, but we didn't. We didn't wait in the lobby, but
you stood in the lobby while I ran to Shutters and grabbed the thumb drive and came back.
Sometimes there was some people that would congregate in the lobby and just kind of wait
for an hour.
Yeah,
none of that.
They don't want you to do that.
Yeah, they'll actually let you wait in your room even.
You can do the breakfast. We did not because, like I said, we wanted to walk off.
Because we had a boarding group to get to. We'll talk about that next show. But so we got off and literally we mentioned the remodel of the port. The big thing they did was get rid of the big escalator at the end of, you get off the ship, you go down the escalator after customs to the bags. Now it's a ramp. And the reason they did that is because a ramp can't break down. If the escalator breaks down, everybody's taking the one little tiny elevator. So that's the big remodel.
It was quick.
Yeah. And we were back to our car and out of the parking garage, which when we parked, we came in through the exit. So the whole 3 nights I was wondering how we were going to exit the parking garage. But you just exit like normal. There you go. And we're off the ship. Cruise over.
All right. So I wanted to follow up, especially with you, Michelle. It is a weird time. Numbers are going back up, but you're booking tons of people. How do you feel safety-wise overall? You're a mom. There's kids. What do you think with everything with cruising right now?
I felt safe, and I mean, there's obviously less people on board than normally. There would be, and I don't see them filling the ships anytime soon. So, I think you have the next 2 to 4 months where you're going to still see a reduced capacity. I still think there's lots to do on board, especially when they keep doing these double dips in September.
Yeah.
Wait, are they doing double dips?
They're doing double dips.
Yeah, they got a lot of double dips.
A lot of double dips coming.
Yeah.
I only know because my cruise group is upset that you guys got a double dip and we paid for the double dip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there'll be even more double dips because Nassau isn't close to being done with construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fantasy comes back online in September, so now you're going to have 2 ships going to Castaway. Lots, so you're going to have different choices. Like I still think it's a good magical experience. The dining is still there, characters, some fun in the kids club, but maybe not quite as much time as people are used to. Overall, I think it's fun. The Bahamas did just pass a law though that through the end of October, 12 years and up have to be vaccinated. So that's going to change some plans for some adults.
I
and
fully expect that to get extended to say January 1st.
We'll see how it goes. But right now, we're just doing, they're just doing through the end of October. And Disney announced that, yes, you do have to be vaccinated if you're 12 and older. So they're giving a full refund, or they are letting you have a future cruise credit, take your cruise to a different date in the future. So they're working with you, but I do like that the Bahamas are being, super safe, and they don't want their numbers to go up either. So lots of destinations are kind of tweaking things right now. So it's not just one destination that's doing it. Lots of different destinations are doing it.
So, yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it wasn't hardly any different for me, other than the fact that there wasn't a different show every night. But there was on a 3-night cruise. We saw Beauty and the Beast and fireworks, and that freed us up to do the other activity. All the family game shows, the adult game shows, those all still happened. We didn't talk about that. Raises even won it one night because they know their family so well. We never won those with our kids, but so all that stuff is still happening, and so it was still a great time.
Awesome. Well, Michelle, take a minute right now and help people who want to book a Disney or any other cruise. How do they go about doing that, and what does the booking window look like right now?
Sure, I would love to help. You can book really close to a cruise right now. So if you, wake up and you decide, if you're vaccinated, 12 and older, you want to go on a cruise in a couple weeks.
Doug, you want to go on a cruise? Just you and me?
Maybe, yeah. See if my wife lets me.
There we go.
So you can do it. Obviously I've been on Royal Caribbean and Disney in the last month, so I've got differences between the two and can help you navigate that. But my email is michelle@touringplans.com, and then on social media I am Rope Drop Queen for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But I would love to talk to you about if this is the right time for you to take your family, or guess what? They are planning all the way through 2022 for Disney. And some cruise lines are going to 2023 right now. So if you don't feel this is the time to cruise, then by all means, there's lots of cruises to book in the future.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to get back on a ship. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I cannot wait. So jealous of you guys. And Michelle, I hope that you had a wonderful birthday. I hope Doug treated you well, and forever 25.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to our cruise episode. I'm sure, listeners, you have plenty of questions, so hit us up with messages, and Doug and Michelle will be able to answer anything that we missed. And, of course, we got to talk more on our Patreon episode. So, Patreons, thank you so much. And Brian and Debbie, please let us know all about the McKnights on the ship. I personally want to hear about it, as so do the rest of our Patrons. And if you want to hear more about that, you're going to have to become a member. Click that in the show notes. But we're going to get on to that episode. So for Michelle and Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.